Hello and welcome to the JfG Podcast. It's episode 251. My name is Alex. I'm joined by my good friend Ash at the hour of 5:43, buddy,
it's
on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
And
how about that?
Yeah, it's fucking cheeky. It's a cheeky time.
I know.
Cheeky time of the evening. What's the diddly? What's going on here?
Well, I'm on holiday right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
where are you off to?
I'm off to Portugal. No.
Oh yeah.
I was meant to be off to Portugal, but
Yeah.
obviously things happened that got cancelled.
Gibbon.
So I decided to still take the week off work. And now I seem to just be working on the house every day. So far, things have happened. I've done some digging. I've put up a radiator. I shifted a load of soil from the front to back.
Nice.
The back garden where I pulled up the patio the other week. It's looking more like, somewhere where you could have grass now with all the soil and stuff down there.
Lovely.
Sorted out the under the stairs shed, not shed, like cupboard, I guess. Sorted out the shed as well. That was the next thing I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I tested out all my brewing equipment. That all works, which is good. So, payday tomorrow. I'm gonna try and order a load of fucking hops and shit. Make some beer.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, gonna be making some beer pretty soon. So
Nice.
I'm pretty excited about that, to be honest. Been in the paddling pool nearly every fucking day because it's really hot. And
It is quite hot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really hot. So yeah, being in water is pretty good right now, especially with a beer. So yeah,
I'm right with you there, buddy. I've been considering getting my paddling pool out, my famous indoor pool.
Yeah.
Which I set up in front of the sofa, and it's even easier now, buddy, because we've got a new coffee table, and it's smaller than the last one and easier to manoeuvre. So yeah,
Winner.
always an option.
Yeah.
Gibbon.
That's all. Yeah, mate. I've done nothing of importance this week. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, that's it, mate. What about you?
No.
Cool.
I enjoyed being off for 3 days rather than 2.
Oh yeah, it's a bank holiday, wasn't it?
Yeah, we went on a very long walk.
Nice.
Through the countryside and away from other people, which at this moment in time is a very good idea.
It's definitely a good idea. I've had
so that's what we
2
did.
barbecues as well
Oh, nice.
this week.
Lovely.
Already. I had some belly pork and it was banging, but it was covered in. It was meant to, like, the missus picked it up. It was meant to be like salt and pepper, like belly pork. I was like, oh, that sounds nice. I took a bite into it. It's like covered in chili sauce. I was like, see, even better for me. No one else is gonna like this apart from this guy.
He's fucking cleaning up.
And it was absolutely banging. It was so good. Anyway,
Lovely.
barbecue's a race.
Fucking sounds beautiful. I'd probably have to sort of hang out the window if I wanted a barbecue. Maybe I could find some sort of little platform that I could put it on.
You could use.
Or I could get...
Was it on the podcast I was talking about how you could hang a sofa out your window? You could do that with a barbecue.
Just sit out there. Absolutely. Have a barbecue on a lap tray.
Yeah.
Hanging out the window on the sofa.
Definitely a safe way of doing it.
I could use the raclette grill, perhaps, as a sort of vague barbecue substitute. That could work.
Yeah.
Things to think about there, at least. But for the time being, buddy, it's a bit early doors. But I'm sure you're drinking. So what
Obviously.
are you drinking this
evening?
evening?
I've already had a Rheinbacher.
Very nice.
Main thing about being on holiday, daytime drinking's okay.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know how that works with having a holiday in your house and not being able to go anywhere, but I'm sticking with it, buddy. But no, I'm on the Hobgoblin Gold at the moment. I've got a keg, a mini keg. So I've got 2 pints here because obviously I can't go back to the keg. One's nearly gone. Happy days. What about you, buddy?
It can happen.
Are you? Obviously, you've just finished work, so you're like straight on the beer.
Yeah, I finished work about 15 minutes ago, and now I'm drinking this at the moment, which is the 5 Points Juper. It's a juicy pale ale with a bold, refreshing flavour of pineapple and mango. And it's the 5 Points Brewing Company, which I'm a huge fan of. They actually supply quite a lot of draft beer to my favourite pub, which has been closed for 3 months. So I'm having to make do. And my secondary beer, which I'll be drinking forthwith, buddy, is the Camden Pale.
Nice.
Which I've always been a fan of. And, yeah, looking forward to getting that down me shortly. So, yeah.
Don't know if you noticed, mate. I got some pictures now in the frames. Look at that.
Yes, that does look different to before, where it was the same piece of text in every single one.
Nice bit of Dunhill. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. It's Firewatch, innit? But purple and blue, and that's it. That one there. That one's got the tower in it and the moon. There you go. Visual aids.
Been thinking about reinstalling Firewatch recently and playing
game.
through that again. It's a fucking wonderful game.
Talking about games,
There you go.
I've played a couple of games. Firstly, I finished off Portal 2 because it's amazing. It's a great game. So good. Like, it's the best game.
It's a wonderful game.
And it makes me think there should be more puzzle games that are better. And I was desperately trying to find other puzzle games. Obviously, there's loads out there which I'm going to be getting stuck into. But I ended up playing BioShock, like original BioShock, not even the remastered version. It was like,
what, on PC or on console?
Yeah, on PC. I've got it on Steam. I think we bought all 3 of them or something. I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I should play that. And it can go up to 1080p, which is nice. Doesn't look great. It's an old game though. I mean, these things happen.
Yeah, it's pretty old at this point.
And it ran like balls. I don't know why.
Oh shit!
It was
That's weird.
Terrible. I had so many
good.
issues. First of all, I booted into it and there was no sound. I was like, okay, where's the sound? Like there was sound in the menu, but then when like crash landed in the water, no sound. So obviously I had to find out. I had to activate some kind of stereo mix input for some reason and relaunch the game. Windows 10 for you, buddies.
It sounds
issues. Anyway, apart from that,
doesn't it? A little bit.
Apart from that intro sequence still fucking holds up today. You know, obviously I said it looks like balls, but it doesn't really look like balls. Like when you're going around shooting stuff, like obviously there's limitations from back in the day, but that intro sequence is just, oh my god! When you pop your head out of the water and you're like, I'm still in the cutscene. Am I? No? Yeah. And I still got that feeling. I was like, even though I knew, I was like, I can control this now. I was just like, fuck me. So good. And the lighting.
It's got such a mood.
Yeah, the lighting on like the, whatever it is, lighthouse or whatever. Just, it is amazing. Absolutely stunning game for those bits there. And for the time. It makes me want to like just install like the remaster either on PC or PS4. I don't know because we've got both. I think, haven't we?
I think we have. Yeah.
And just play through it. I like the first one. The fact that it hasn't got dual wielding. I know it was a massive step forward in video games when it was like, holy shit, dual wielding. That's like the new thing. It's amazing. But having to switch between the two things, I was like, okay, yeah, this feels like a bit safer in a way. I don't know if safer is the right word. Maybe slower.
Well, I think certainly it's a game that has some pretty tricky combat in it, and I suppose the sort of enemies that it can chuck at you is limited somewhat when you're not dual wielding, whereas they can go like buck wild, just launching enemies at
everything
you when
flying
in
at you
BioShock 2.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So I think I appreciate that more now than back in the day, which is good. And Yeah, man, that game's... I don't know. It's still really dark, and it scares the shit out of me. I'm not a fan of these scary games, and I'm just like creeping around every corner and stuff like that. I'm just like, ooh. But yeah, BioShock, mate. Good game.
I think that comes with the art style and everything. Like it just creates such a mood.
Totally.
It just makes you feel really uneasy, which is how you're supposed to feel going through that world. But yeah, fantastic game.
Apart from that, I've been hammering the wheel most evenings, doing a bit of Assetto Corsa on the PC, loving the mods, like just everything under the sun. I'm just like, I'll have it. I will have it. I'll have it all day. And then obviously doing some F1 with you boys as well, which has been a hell of a lot of fun, I must say.
Gibbons, buddy. Bit of sim racing. It's closest I get to exercise during these lockdown times, so it's pretty important.
I think I only played for like an hour and a half on Monday night, but I was a bit sweaty after that. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a bit warm at the moment.
Yeah. I was sitting next to my like back door with like the door wide open. I'm like, nope. There's no fucking breeze. There's no breeze.
It is. It's really hot at the moment, and top floor flat always gets really hot as well. And I mean that Iron Man VR demo, I've installed that, but the idea of putting that PSVR on my face right now,
God, that's not what you want.
Not really what you want. More of a winter activity, the VR.
Yeah,
I find
definitely funny.
Obviously, if you're in a country where aircon is kind of a thing,
it's a thing,
then fine. But not so.
No.
Not so in this neck of the woods.
No, I bought some fans. That's like aircon, isn't it?
Close enough, buddy. Yeah, absolutely.
Just blows the air around. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. All right. So that's me for games, buddy. What about you?
I've been playing. Well, firstly, Toy Box Turbos. I've completed. If there is such a thing, it's got a career mode. So I've golded all of it. So there. And yeah, that was that. That was really fun, actually. It's quite a good game. It's not a brilliant game, but it was a really fun distraction for a few hours. And I was always a Micro Machines fan. So really fun. Old 360 game backwards compatible on my little shit heap.
Nice.
Runs quite well. So yeah, that's that. Elsewhere, some survival games. I may have mentioned last week that I've been dipping into The Forest with the Funk.
Indeed.
Yeah, well, kind of got a taste for that, and you reminded me that we may have Conan Exiles, which is another sort of open world co-op survival game. Mm-hmm. You're quite right, we do. Although it wasn't on my purchase, it looks like I never bothered picking it up. When
You're like that, that.
Luckily, you did.
So
like midnight the other night, I just logged in as you and sent it to my console.
Yeah, nice.
And yeah, so I played like 3 or 4 hours of this thing, just like playing about with it, trying it out, and it reminds me a lot of Ark, which we had quite a lot of fun with.
Yeah,
but it actually runs a lot better. Like the frame rate isn't 12, so that's quite nice.
Yeah,
saying something runs better on console than Ark isn't really saying anything. To be honest, but it does. This runs fine, considering it's a sort of big open worldy survival-y game. You start off being saved from crucifixion by Conan the Barbarian. I don't know why any of this is happening. There's apparently a story of some description, but I'm not sure about that. But basically, yeah, you walk down a path and then you're out into the world. It's got that rock hard thing in Ark where you come around a corner and something will just eat you. That can happen at any moment. I think it's a little bit less cutthroat than Ark in that with Ark, when you come around the corner, it is invariably like a dinosaur, and you're not getting away. It's all over. Whereas with this, you feel like
Badger.
At least you can survive in combat, and if not, then you can probably outrun whatever's attacking you.
Helpful.
So yeah, a couple of times, if you die, you get the death point. You got to go back and get your stuff. And I got attacked by some hyenas, and they just wouldn't fucking leave. So I just had to keep going back there, and slowly slowly stab all of these hyenas to death, dying over and over again. It really reminded me of Ark in that sense.
Yeah.
I eventually got my stuff back, but yeah, it's got like the Rust thing with the building, and it's one of those games. You can play it online with friends. I don't know if there's like PvP aspects. I haven't really looked into it that far. I've been making my way across the map, finding various abandoned cities and stuff. It's quite cool. Like, I appreciate the day-night cycle. They seem to have done a sort of 70-30 split there, where it's not nighttime as long as it is daytime as standard, which I much prefer. And yeah, it's fine. The combat's all right. It's got sort of blocking mechanics. The crafting's fine. Like, stuff just pops up and you can craft it. You don't need to build like a table or anything like that. If you've got the shit for it, then you're away, and that extends to if you open a chest, then that becomes part of your main inventory, so you can kind of just use anything in there as well. I was very, very quickly able to clothe myself and get a shield and a sword and a bow and arrows and stuff. So yeah, and then it's got a save point system where you can build a bedroll out of leaves at any point, and if you pop it down, then that saves your progress where you are. So yeah, it's pretty good quality of life stuff. The actual UI, the actual menus are dog shit. It's clearly a PC game, and they haven't really shortcutted very well. In that, yes, you'll load up into a menu and each button does something different in terms of shortcutting, but that isn't necessarily consistent across different menus. So you're essentially just going to constantly look at the bottom of the screen for the like controller key layout thing, and that makes it kind of pointless. You might as well just D-pad about and hit X on stuff. So yeah, it is what it is. I quite like it. I quite like this game. It's quite fun. The animation and everything's like pretty reasonable, and whilst it's sort of pretty low poly because it's doing a lot of stuff, it doesn't look horrible, and it runs quite nice. So yeah, I haven't played it with anyone else yet. These sorts of games are not the sorts of games that I will play on my own for very long. I don't really see the point of doing anything unless you're sort of building up a sort of civilization with a friend kind of thing.
Yeah,
it looks like you can recruit, recruit people and sort of build a bit of a force of actual like AI counterparts and stuff.
Okay.
So that could be quite fun. Looks like there's maybe some flying about and stuff as well. And
do I need to install this then?
I don't know. You might get a kick out of it. It's certainly if you're off for the week and you're looking for games to play, then it's probably worth installing. It is, I believe, 100 gigabytes on the PS4.
Okay.
But then there's a lot of stuff, isn't there? So
fair dues.
There's a lot of content. It's worth a go for free, isn't it? As part of your subscription or whatever.
Yeah. Fuck it. Why not, eh?
Gibbon. So that's basically what I've been playing. The only other thing I've been playing a fair whack of, working my way through, is Alan Wake, which was added to Game Pass on the Xbox. And I always quite enjoyed that game. First time round, I've always been a Remedy fan. And this was quite a fun sort of Twin Peaks-esque, very linear sort of horror story game from those guys.
He's living the book or writing the book or something like that.
He is the book. Yeah.
He's a book.
Whatever's going on. Yeah, there's this game. I'm not sure that this is a particularly good game, but I really like the style of it and the writing and that. It's quite cheesy, but it knows it and it wants to be for the most part. So, it plays pretty well still. The combat can be frustrating in that you're kind of surrounded some of the times, but it gives you some fun weapons. You've got to burn all the darkness off of enemies before you can kill them, so it's a lot of shining your torch at people and then shooting them. But flares and flashbangs and stuff kind of become quite a fun weapon in that respect. Like a flare gun becomes more powerful than an assault rifle when because it's a weapon that emits light and also can kill them. So it's quite fun. I think I'm halfway through already. I think it's only like a 10-12 hour campaign, this thing, but it's been quite fun playing back through it. And the missus had never seen it before, so she's been kind of interested in it.
It's definitely an intriguing game, I would say.
Yeah, it's something a bit different, and that's something Remedy always did well. There's those like little shows or sort of a send up of the Twilight Zone, various televisions you find, and there's these little 5-minute skits that they've done. They're sort of semi-animation, clearly the development team like in a room in their office, and then like dubbed over the top with stupid voices and stuff. It's just quite fun. Like the writing's purposely like clunky Stephen King nonsense, but yeah, it's cool. I like it. Fun game and good soundtrack. Like it does it in chapters and then plays a song at the end of each section and then sort of cuts and like previously on Alan Wake and stuff. And some of the songs are quite funny. Friend of the podcast, Bob, sent me a message when he saw I was playing it just with the sentence, "You put the lime in the coconut," because that's like the first song that you hear in the games. It's pretty cool. So yeah,
nice.
Alan Wake, buddy.
There you go.
That's what I've been playing.
That's some games right there, buddy.
Gibbons, buddy.
We need to play some Minecraft Dungeons at some point.
That's out now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's out, right? Meow.
I've had it installed for some weeks, but yes, it is now.
Me too.
They really need to. They need to highlight which games are you're preloading on Game Pass, because they don't really at this point. You just go on there and it's like, and then you can't play it.
Yeah. Well,
not the best. Anyway, I got some other stuff to talk about.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Fucking buck wild, buddy.
Yes. Firstly, console watch! Exclamation mark.
Here we go. What's happening in the world of consoles?
Not enough to satisfy anyone's curiosity, in my opinion. This has become some sort of fucking who blinks first competition, I believe, in terms of with E3 not being a focal point. All bets are off rules-wise in the rules of engagement between Sony and Microsoft, and you start to wonder who is going to announce anything first. Obviously, Microsoft, they've announced a fair old whack of stuff so far. We've seen the actual fucking console, which is nice. Then obviously, like down like a sack of shit, the alleged gameplay reveals of various games that are coming out did nothing, in my opinion, to satisfy, to show the power of the console or show me any reason to buy it. In terms of the various stuff that's coming out on it.
Underwhelmed.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, Sony have shown absolutely fuck all except a controller, a very long presentation from Mark Cerny, and a tech demo not even running on the actual platform. So yeah, between them, fucking good work, everyone.
They've absolutely
Series X, the fast resume stuff looks really cool. They've been talking about that this week, a matter of seconds between various different games. Certainly, as far as like current gen games, you could run like up to 4 of them at once and switch between them in a matter of seconds, literally from pause menu to pause menu.
But if they have any kind of online aspect, then you're fucked.
Yeah, exactly, and they all do, so you are fucked, so that's pointless. But yeah, you can switch between stuff. I don't really understand why anyone would give a fuck about that. I don't care about whether I can go between one game or another.
It's happened a couple of times in the lifespan of the PS4 where I'm like, oh shit, I'm backing GTA single player, and then the other day I quit like F1. I turned it off halfway during a practice session. Turned it back on. I was like, "Oh, I'm still in my practice session." It's not like I purposely do it. You know, I don't turn it off and be like, "Oh yes, I can carry on exactly from that point next time."
It strikes me as something that would have been lovely this generation with our fucking mechanical hard drives, but if it only takes 3 seconds to load any game, then who cares whether it's running in the background or not? What difference does it make?
Yeah, but you can carry on from the exact point where you were, buddy. Yeah.
I don't care. I can just load a save game and be in that thing 15 seconds later. Like,
yeah, totally.
It's not a reason to drop 500 quid. No. Obviously, the power of the hardware is relatively impressive, and that's your selling point. I'm just talking about features and possible reasons. To jump in, and they're in short supply, in my opinion. But Series X certainly looks like, I don't know, people are saying because of the teraflops thing, the fact that it's got 12 point something and the PlayStation's got 10 point something, that the Series X is more powerful. Other people are saying that the PlayStation is capable of hard drive speed is like 2.5 gigs a second quicker, and that will bridge the gap. I think really what you're probably going to be looking at is fuck all between them, really. However, if it depends. I mean, I feel like SSD speed is not something that is going to need to be sort of hard engineered and really delved into by development teams. So unlike a sort of mid-cycle uptick like we've had with the Pro and the X, it's not something that you have to worry about the developers taking the time to invest time into, like, making a game look better. It's just gonna run quicker because the storage is quicker. So in theory, that across the two platforms, they're not gonna have to really delve like that far into making that work for them. It just will,
because it's there.
Lots of interesting stuff. I've been watching quite a lot of stuff, and was watching an engine developer was watching the original Mark Cerny thing, and he was saying how
was this the EA one or something? I can't remember.
No, I can't remember. I think he used to work for EA. I think this dude. He was saying like how the PC dudes always go on like bang on about how they've got more power, which they do, but was also saying that if you're creating a game for PC, then from the very beginning, you're thinking about the limitations of people with shit PCs.
Yeah, of course.
Because you have to scale the whole thing up or down. Often they start from a shittier point rather than the best point. And it's soul destroying having to scale back various features because it has to run on a fucking... it doesn't matter how much you've spent on your PC. Some arsehole has a piece of shit and it has to run on that as well.
Yeah. My son's got my 10-year-old computer with a new graphics card in it. It's got to run on that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Whereas a baseline system, aka a console,
bam.
When from the very start of the development process, you're like, this is what I've got. And
everyone's
from an artistic standpoint, that tends to mean that's why often you'll get stuff like Horizon or Uncharted, where it's like, fucking, that looks really like.
But what about now with the whole, every Xbox game runs on every Xbox kind of thing. Like,
well, again, it's seen as a massive advantage, but you start wondering if actually it puts Sony at an advantageous position in that they don't necessarily have to play that game. They don't necessarily have to worry about.
But surely they look like massive cunts.
I don't know. It depends what you're after, doesn't it? Like,
yeah.
Would you rather have a new Series X game that you could run on an S, or would you, as a PS4 gamer, would you rather have a PS5 game that doesn't run on PS4 but looks fucking amazing?
Well, if I have the highest console, I want it to be the shit. I want it to run as well as best as it can on that platform. End of. I couldn't give a fuck about numpty over there with his shit heap or whatever.
So what you want is a PS5 exclusive, not a PS game that will run on PS5 and PS4. You want a PS5 exclusive that doesn't have to worry about old architecture and therefore can fucking blow the doors off. Like, that's what you're after. And Xbox, in saying that this Series X game has to run on an Xbox One S.
I feel like this is just making it harder for developers.
It's making
like
it
you
more
say.
PC.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at least they've only got like 2 or 3 set designs or infrastructures or whatever the word is for whatever they are.
But you are talking about removing that unique selling point of the consoles where the developers can just focus on a single platform. And you start getting to the stage where everything's being built to a sort of mid baseline, and then there are options in terms of like texture settings and so on. I don't know. Anyway,
it's a tough thing. I want with a console. I want everything to run at 60 at 4K. Like fucking just do it. Like, that's all I want.
Well, it looks like...
Is that too much to ask?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if these consoles are powerful enough. The question, are these consoles powerful enough to run all existing video games at 4K 60? Are they? I think so. I think the Series X has got the beans to run
you'd think so.
Every Xbox game at 4K 60. It looks like it does. You'd only be able to install about 3 of them with the terabyte storage that you get with it.
I know, right?
And you can drop another 150 quid or whatever it's going to be to get another 500 gig of storage. Yeah. PlayStation, by the way, shipping like with 820 gigs as standard.
It's not enough this day and age.
It's fucking tiny. It's like with the OS.
You remember
on there
when the 360 came out and you could buy the premium and it had 120 gigs of hard drive space? Holy shit, boy! I got that. I was like, yes, I've got all the space.
I think I had the 20 gig one for quite some time, and then
was it 20 gig? Or am I thinking later on? I think you're right.
It was 20 at launch. The 360.
But the biggest one was 20.
You could get a 60. I don't know when that came in though.
Oh, no, I'm getting confused. Yeah, because I remember 120.
Then they released the arcade that had 4 gig.
Yeah, that was pointless.
Yeah, I don't know. Series X. Just to run through the very brief little bit of gossip that I've got. The pre-order page for the Series X is now live online.
Yes, I did see.
Grayed out button just says coming soon. No details, no price, no way of doing anything at this moment in time, but it has been updated. At the same time, basically within like 5 hours of that, Sony updated their PS5 page as well. It just has a logo on it now as opposed to like coming soon or whatever. So no news there either. From a perspective of people talking, Phil motherfucking Spencer popped up on the Ridgy Phil Aim gaming podcast, which is really quite a fun podcast, by the way. He was the former US CEO of Nintendo, Reggie, and now, obviously, with rather a large number of industry contacts, has his own podcast.
Of course he does.
Phil motherfucking Spencer popped up on there, and Reggie was asking, like, obviously we haven't heard a great deal in the grand scheme of things, and there's no E3. Like, he's still on course for a holiday 2020 launch, and Phil Spencer said, yes, absolutely. He says, we're feeling really good about it, and they believe that they have the supply to meet demand of a worldwide release this holiday season. So, Sony said similar about a week ago. They released a statement saying, we're all good. It's going to be coming out in sort of Christmas time or whatever. So it looks like these are both going to launch sort of mid-November, you would imagine. And in terms of Xbox, that's basically all I've got. In terms of PS5, as I said, website updated. Rumours that there is a new Silent Hill game in development that could be not a launch title, but certainly we might see some of. Obviously not Kojima in any way, but Japan Studio. So whilst Konami will probably publish this thing, there's a good chance that it's not going to be an absolute shit show based on the people involved. But this could well be either a launch exclusive or it'll be an exclusive. Just not sure when it's going to arrive. Yeah. It's probably going to be announced at this Sony event in June, is the rumour. Another rumour is GT7 has been kind of leaked by a Next Level Racing Instagram account. this is a sort of an esports team, and they said what racing games are you looking forward to in the coming year, and they posted basically a big thing with like F1 2020, Assetto Corsa Competizione, and then there was a GT7 logo on there, which they very quickly retracted and said, we don't know anything about it.
No, that's not happening.
It's hardly a leak, because obviously there's going to be a GT7, but
yeah.
I don't know if anyone expected it to be like soon. So they claimed that they were just using the logo which they found online and was like a mock logo, and their team just used it. It was very, very quickly debunked that logo was nowhere on the internet, because you can just Google search when stuff appears on, and that logo had never appeared anywhere on the internet before their post.
Never seen it, mate.
They just lied. They just lied to us. Because presumably they're terrified because they've leaked GT7. So there
was that thing about GT7 a while ago when Sony were showing their like 8K TVs, and they were running like a demo of GT7 running in 8K. And they're like, oh, no, it's just a video.
It's just a video.
It's nothing. It's not real. It's like, sure. Okay.
There wouldn't be many worse things than losing your job over a game leak that everyone knew was coming.
Yeah, that would be annoying. You'd be like, oh, come on, everyone.
There are worse ways to lose your job, and we will get to that shortly. Finally, on my PS5 gossip and news and bullshit, Jeff Grubb of VentureBeat, one of the few remaining game journalists, along with like Jason Schreier and Jim Sterling. There aren't many others. Most of them.
We're here, buddy.
They're just adverts for video games, buddy, at this point.
We're adverts for really old video games. Yeah. Play them ones. They're amazing.
Jeff Grubb said that the PS5 reveal event is going to be really, really exclusive and first-party heavy. There won't be many third parties there because apparently, and this is all speculation, but apparently Sony is insistent that everything they show is actually going to be running on the PS5 hardware. They're worried about all of the bullshit before. They've seen the Xbox event and like the backlash from the fact that it was all just like CG, and apparently lots of sort of big time publishers like I can't imagine who I'd be thinking of here. Ubisoft don't want to show any footage of their games running on the actual PS5. They want to be running on PCs with the whole representative footage, comparable power sort of thing. Sony sees this as a really bad idea from a marketing standpoint, and therefore you are likely to see basically a load of gameplay and fuck all else if this event on the 4th of June actually is a thing and does happen. They don't want any of this. The game is running in a PC environment but will be optimized for PS5 stuff, which is great. They shouldn't be commended. Shouldn't be commended for that. It should be the least we fucking expect. But
at least they're doing it. Well,
exactly.
Maybe.
Gibbons. So yeah, have you got anything more to say before I move on to my tiny little smattering of news, buddy? Is there anything that you want to chip in with?
After just a quick Google, and fucking hell, the 360 Premium was 20 gigs.
There you go.
Yeah. I thought it was 120. I don't know.
There was nothing to install on it. Arcade didn't come out until halfway through that console's life, so 20 gigs is more than enough for save games.
Yeah. Lovely stuff. Anyway, just fucking hell.
Yeah, so I'm still continuing my interest in next gen and PCs. I've been watching a lot of PC build videos and stuff.
Still looking at PCs,
hovering about, but I'm keeping my options open because before this pandemic, my options were I don't have enough money to fork out on anything. And now it's like, well, I am one of the lucky ones or unlucky ones, depending on your standpoint.
And what you want to do.
Still full-time employment at this moment in time. But I can't spend my money anymore because I'm not allowed outside. So that has allowed me to basically pay off most of my debts and squirrel some money away for next-gen gaming or a gaming PC, buddy. And I've yet to see any reason why anyone should buy the new consoles, but I hope that that changes in the coming weeks.
It's all just the exclusives, buddy. I think that's the main swing of things.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know what to say.
It's the ease of life and the exclusives.
Yeah,
Right, and
I mean,
also
it's a big step up from my base PS4 and my fucking Xbox One S. It is a big leap in graphical quality.
Yes,
to
finally.
the new systems. I've realised that. But I tend to kind of want exciting new things
But you're
than just
the guy
it's quicker.
that you don't care about graphics
Exactly,
anymore, though, buddy.
exactly.
You
I
couldn't
don't
give a fuck. You could play like Micro Machines and be happy with it.
I was thinking when I was playing Toy Box Turbos, I wish I was playing Micro Machines.
See, this is what I'm saying. And like for the past couple of years, you're like, you've been going down this road. Like I don't care about things being the best or whatever.
It's not the important thing.
And that just makes me think, just, get a mid-range PC. It'll run stuff fine. Like, my, 400, 500 quid PC smashes the shit out of everything. It does the job. Just get that.
I have been looking at PCs. And
you haven't got to worry about it. You haven't got to spend loads of money.
I think I probably do need to spend a fair bit of money to be happy with what I get.
I would
PC-wise.
say £800 on a PC.
Agreed.
And you would be happy days, mate.
Yes,
And that would last you. And then every now and again, you just pop something new in there. You're like, oh, lovely.
Yeah. However, I don't think everyone else on a game night would do that, so I'll be stuck playing old gen consoles. The consoles look like they're going to be at least 300 quid cheaper than that £800. So
that's true.
It's not easy. It's not easy. But at the moment, it's just like, well, what's going to give me exciting new experiences that I'm going to enjoy?
Exactly.
Is it a more powerful version of what I already have, or should I pick up a PC and suddenly I can play sim racing, strategy games, all sorts of stuff?
Yeah,
all the games
where
are
can I
cheaper as well.
spend hours on end looking for really shitty games that I probably won't enjoy?
Exactly.
Well, that's Game Pass, but
that is Game Pass.
there's so many fucking options. Well, there's two really, but there's so many variables within those options that need weighing up. And luckily, I'm in a position where I can have both, and I am, that's lucky. I'm happy about that.
Absolutely.
Whereas other people, like yourself, you're choosing one or t'other, which
absolutely, and you're right. It is two options
fun.
Because with the peripherals and everything that I've got, unless Sony come out and say nothing you have will work with our new system, which I don't believe is going to happen.
I don't know. I feel like they could. They have previous.
I tell you what, from where I'm standing right now, if they come out and tell me my wheel isn't going to work with the PS5, then that PC starts looking rather cheeky.
It works with the PC.
It does.
You know? And you can kind of use your VR with it in some way.
I need a Ryzen, don't I? Really?
Just get Ryzen, mate.
A Ryzen
Hasn't got to be a great one.
like 3600.
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah.
That dude, just bang that in there.
I'd have to drop 300 on a graphics card. I'd have to.
You don't have to.
I do.
You can get mine for 100 quid now.
I'd have to spend.
Just saying. It's £200 cheaper.
If you're building a new PC from scratch, the difference between 550 quid and 800 quid is as much as fucking 2 years of life on that system.
Possibly.
It's stupid not to spend the extra at this moment in time. But
if you don't have the money...
Yeah, it's not about... It's not just about that. It's about how much you're willing to spend. And it's also about how much you're willing to spend on something that's going to be obsolete instantaneously. It's a much trickier proposition than the console.
The PS4, I bought the Pro because I thought the PS4 was balls. By that point, what was it, 3-4 years in, I'm like, this is terrible. And I bought the upgraded version. So it is. I don't know. I feel like upgrading components every 4 years is fine. I'm happy
Yeah, and I
to.
suppose with the rise in architecture, that is an option.
Yeah, totally.
Gibbon. Well, much to ponder. But,
Indeed, buddy.
For now, we'll move on to just a
Yes.
few little tidbits that I've got. Firstly, this one, which is really fun. Man United is suing Sega and Sports Interactive for allegedly infringing their trademark in Football Manager by using their name and also for not using their badge. This is despite Sports Interactive, they've been doing this since 1992 without any complaints from Manchester United. B, United has repeatedly praised the game over the years with positive press statements, including current manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer recently saying it was a fantastic game, as well as Sega sending free copies of the game to Man United and its players every year since they bought Sports Interactive. And C, Man United regularly asking Sports Interactive for access to their interactive database to help scout future signings.
There you go.
Yeah. Man United saying that the lack of a club badge next to the Man United name amounts to wrongful use.
Right.
Plus, promoting the use of patches for Football Manager is basically normalising and suggesting further infringement on their copyright.
Cool.
Sega and Sports Interactive's lawyer said is said to be basically fucking baffled by this. They are saying that Man United are trying to prevent legitimate competition in the games industry and stifle freedom of expression. This is very strange. I don't know what's happening.
Very weird.
I don't know.
Obviously, 18 years later, they're like, yeah, no, we're not happy with this.
I don't get it.
No,
I don't
sorry,
understand.
28
Perhaps,
years later.
Yeah,
18.
I mean, this is copyright law, so perhaps friend of the podcast, the Octopizzle, might be able to weigh in and give us a hand with this. But it strikes me that at this point, after all this time, and basically, if you want to, you can search for lots and lots of instances where Manchester United as a football club has actively promoted and praised Football Manager. They've held events in years gone by for Football Manager, and they haven't done anything different this time. It's the same as it's always been. I don't understand. It's really strange. And as someone who obviously grew up in the 90s and therefore completely hates Manchester United, I find this very, very funny. So there we are. This will run and we'll keep you posted on that one. It sounds like the lawyers, obviously in lockdown, not very much to do.
Getting a bit bored. Like one of them started up playing Football Manager. It's like, hey, whoa, where's
Hang
the
on.
badge? Where's the fucking? Hey, boys, we've got something here.
Are they paying us for this? What?
Yeah.
What?
Clown shoes.
There we are. Elsewhere, Days of Play from Sony has some good offers. Just thought I'd mention it. Several first-party titles sub £20, including like Days Gone, Horizon, Last of Us. And multiple retailers are, as part of that sort of promotion, they're selling PSVR with the wands for sub £200. Bearing in mind the wands were sort of £70
£70,
which is insane.
I think they're still in like shortage.
I think you might be right. This didn't bother making any. But yeah, like $199 for PSVR with 2 wands and a camera and a couple of games is a pretty good deal. Possibly a bit of a gamble before they confirm the headset's integration with PS5 if you're planning on picking one up. But a good price for something very fun. If you're interested, it's there for you. So that's that. Moving on to Cosmic Dad in our Discord this week, buddies. The JfGpodcast.co.uk for the link to our Discord, or you can find it on our Twitch or YouTube. Cosmic Dad said, which pop quiz, which game, and posted the intro video to Catch the Pigeon. Spider-Man?
He's going for Spider-Man.
GTA 4? I don't know.
It's a toughie.
Assassin's Creed? No, that was flags, wasn't it? In Assassin's Creed rather than pigeons?
I'm seeing, the where you went with Spider-Man. I was like, okay, like the chase missions where you just always fuck it up and hit into countless buildings and it goes tits up. And I was just trying to think of other, games with chase mechanics in it. And yeah, GTA, good shout.
Yep.
I don't know. Was there an actual Catch the Pigeon game? Just going to put it out there.
There was a Wacky Races game.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a Wacky Races one.
But that's Dick Dastardly in a different franchise, of course.
Exactly.
As we all know.
Everyone knows that.
That game was great, by the way, Wacky Races on the Dreamcast. That game looked amazing because it actually looked like a cartoon, like Cuphead, which I still haven't played.
Cuphead. Well, yeah, no.
Why is that not on Game Pass? What the fuck?
Is it not?
No, bring me Bill Gates. What's going on?
That's really dumb.
Put us out of our misery there, Cosmic Dad. Is it Spider-Man? Have you taken the plunge? Oh, that dog's getting a very low score out of 10 from me, buddy. Barking away outside.
Fucking dogs.
Finally, from me, did you hear about the Formula E controversy?
What is this?
Okay, so Formula E has been running virtual races, much like Formula 1. Except theirs are kind of sort of semi-official in that they've roped in every driver. They're doing like an official thing. It's sponsored. Like all the teams are involved.
Heineken getting involved with that, weren't they?
Yeah,
love that.
So this has got all the proper graphics and the proper commentary team and all that sort of thing. Dario Franchitti involved and so on. Anyway, so during the race this weekend just gone. Race driver Daniel Abt seems to be doing rather well, suspiciously so, and several other drivers on their live streams suggested he might not be driving. This was further reinforced by the fact that on his live stream, Daniel Abt, there was a sort of like a tripod with a little sort of shelf on it, kind of obscuring his face, so you couldn't really see him.
Nice.
And after the Formula E team contacted the powers that be and traced the IP of Daniel Abt, they found that indeed he was not driving.
It was not him. Right.
He'd employed a ringer, an esports driver, 17-year-old, to drive for him. And I don't know what I expected to happen after that, but what actually happened was he was firstly ejected from the race. He was banned from taking part in future races. He was then fined €10,000 by the Formula E Regulatory Commission, who said he had to pay it to a charity of his choice. He then released a statement saying it was just a joke. He was going to be revealing on a video on his YouTube channel for his fans. He didn't mean any offence, and it's just a game.
Yeah.
And then Audi suspended him from actual Formula E. And there is a suggestion that he has been sacked. Audi released a statement saying, integrity, transparency, and consistent compliance with applicable rules are top priorities for Audi. This applies to all activities the brand is involved in without exception. For this reason, Audi Sport has decided to suspend Daniel Abt with immediate effect.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Since then, several drivers have come out and said, this is fucking ridiculous. This is a video game.
Surely this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
What video game are they playing? F1?
I think it's R Factor.
Okay, R Factor, okay.
It's either R Factor or iRacing with a full Formula E mods and so on there. And as I said, proper sponsorship and so on.
Yeah, no, I can kind of see some of the penalties that he's,
I don't know. I mean, it was quite obvious, really, looking at it, that he probably wasn't driving the thing because he's been hopeless, and then suddenly he came like third.
Yeah.
Several Formula E drivers are now refusing to take part in any future events in protest of this decision because they think. And I quote, "It's just a game," said Antonio Felix da Costa, who's a sort of prominent
it's not real
Formula E driver. I can see both sides. I think that the problem here is that because this is so unprecedented, but because a lot of people are really angry at the drivers. Like, I watched the virtual Grand Prix at the weekend, the Formula One, and
Yes,
it was like bumper cars, like Charles Leclerc, like bumping into. But yeah, but he's a real Formula One driver. And he's playing a fucking video game. Like, who's gonna
slamming
take it less?
into the walls?
Yeah.
Like, he's just like, oh, it's all right. I'll just bump off that wall. I can just go faster if I do that.
It's a game.
Yeah, totally.
like, he doesn't care because he drives a Ferrari for millions of pounds, and this is a fucking shit video game.
He's just having fun.
Yeah. So there's a massive disconnect here between what the fans perceive to be happening, in that everyone's just gagging for fucking something to watch,
anything,
and so that people are taking it far more seriously than perhaps they should. But then we've got teams and sponsors
like it when
cashing in proper.
Clerk, though.
That was quite funny. Yeah. Once the governing body and the sponsors are taking it seriously, you have a disconnect between them and the drivers who aren't taking it seriously.
Yeah,
and that's a problem. And that's why this has happened. Because Daniel Abt didn't think that this was a big deal. He thought it was quite funny.
Yeah.
Because it's a fucking video game and he drives a real car in real life. Yeah. It is quite funny. But people are livid. And Audi, they see it as proper representing their brand. And then, yeah. I don't know. It's quite fun. I think it's funny, but I'd imagine Daniel Abt doesn't at this point. I hope they reinstate him.
Yeah, me too.
Because it was so obvious. It was a fucking stupid joke. It was a stupid joke.
Yeah.
It was far less like disingenuous than the Lando Norris thing a few weeks ago for the IndyCar, where the dude like had a paddy about the way he overtook them and then came out the pits and binned him out the race on purpose. Like. Again, it's a video game. Who cares? But that guy's definitely a cunt, isn't he? Like, whereas this is just stupid and a joke. But
yes,
there we are.
Agreed.
That's me, buddy. That's everything I've got.
Yeah.
Have you anything to add?
No, I don't think so. Stashing some money together to buy some games coming up, I guess. Really.
Last of Us not too far off. Ghost of Tsushima. I've now been told that's how it
possibly Assetto Corsa Competizione.
Yep, still no footage of any
kind.
Don't
know. And the fact that there's no pre-order as well doesn't bode well.
Everyone do me a favour and search YouTube for Assetto Corsa Competizione console gameplay and then go to the video that pops up. Or one of the videos that pops up from Video Game Yearbook, who is a dude who is trying to claim masses of ad revenue by repeatedly posting PC trailers of Assetto Corsa and labelling them console, and then arguing in his comments with people who are saying it's not console gameplay. Fire up your ad blocker, buddies, head to YouTube and downvote that fucker. Straight away.
Top lad.
He's making life very difficult for me, someone who is trying to find out stuff about that video game. But yeah, we may be interested in that. We haven't seen any gameplay yet, and
then F1 2020 as well, which I am looking forward to. I'm also looking forward to the career mode in that. Which have we spoken about this at all? I don't know. Do we want to?
Not sure. Maybe a little bit, but it's got this whole make your own team, and then it's got some management stuff, hasn't it, this time round?
Yeah, you got a big old budget and you have to spend it elsewhere, on your drivers, on your your livery, I guess. Probably not on the livery, but on your wind tunnel.
Yeah.
But it seems like a proper kind of management, like a sim management kind of game, as well as driving.
Yeah, basically they've got to the stage with the engine now where they can run the thing so well that they can start adding new features because they're not having to focus so much on getting the thing to run properly, and that's how it feels. That's why they've also added split screen to this one for some reason. I don't know why.
Baffling.
Hey ho. But yeah, it does look interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah, some games coming out. I'm excited.
Gibbons will be picking those games up. A rare foray into the world of full-priced video games for JfG Podcast.
It's been a long time.
Yes.
I can't remember. the last full price game we bought.
It was F1 last year.
Are you taking the piss?
That was the last time I bought a full price video game, yeah. F1 2019. That was last June. So,
wow.
yeah, we're pretty careful
What
with our
a
money.
year for games.
Absolutely right, yeah. That Game of the Year show was tricky business, but we got
Yeah.
there.
We did something.
Very nice. Well,
Yeah, there you go.
we'll fuck off, shall we? Fuck
That's
off for
like
the
6:45, mate, and I'm done. And I'm a bit pissed
Yeah.
already, so I'm going to be absolutely twatted tonight.
evening. Yeah, I should probably have some dinner. Because I'm feeling a bit fucked as well.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's a noodly stir fry thing, so I don't have to do any. It's
got
just
some
one of those
fajitas, mate.
one of
It's
those
gonna be-
boxes of veg, so I don't have
Yeah.
to do any chopping.
Just eat it out of the box.
Yes,
Candy.
nibble away, stick your face in it. It's fine. Just spray it with bleach first, though. Yeah, and
Yeah.
you know, and UV radiation. Chuck that
Yeah.
in there. Cures it. So.
From what?
Thanks so much for listening, buddies. We'll be back next time. And we hope you have a nice time. Oh,
Just quickly,
Hello.
I need to apologise for how this is edited because
Oh.
I'm going to be doing it in Audition. I haven't got my normal plugins and intro. I'm sure I can find the intro music. It'll be there somewhere. But it might sound a bit different. I apologise for that if it does. If it's better, let me know. And I'll do that every week.
if it's accidentally better, then give us a shout, buddies. We'd love to know. Very nice too. Cool, buddy. Yeah, I'm out of here. Cheers, then.
Bye.
Thanks, then.
Sure.
Catch you next
Well.
time, buddies. Until then, I've been Alex. He has been Ash.
Goodbye.
Farewell. You've been listening to the JfG Podcast with Ash and me, Alex. You can find us at www.thejfgpodcast.co.uk, where you'll also find our Discord and Street Beat if you want to get involved with the show. Our Facebook is /the JfG Podcast, and our Twitter handle is @the JfG Podcast. We're on all those video streaming sites too, buddies, from TubeTube to twitch.tv /the JfG Podcast to mixer.com, aka beam.fucking-pro. We've got a PS4 community you can join, just search the JfG Podcast on there, and we're also on Google Plus if that is how you choose to live your life. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. We'll catch you next time.